Have you seen that episode of Robot Chicken? I hate referring to Robot Chicken.
Why?
But the episode when they started talking about Voltron and how there was, at first it was like five lions, and then it started becoming cars, and there was like over 30 pieces to Voltron, and it took them like 30 minutes just to assemble.
I've
And
never, honestly, never
you
seen
never
that.
saw that. I
I'm
I
with you.
appreciated.
I get what you're putting down
Yeah,
though.
like that's the same shit, same shit. But yeah, I agree. I would like for everyone to be able to get together and be able to hash this shit out, because it was a fun conversation. It's just I there are certain nerd references that essentially I feel like only art school nerds would be able to get, specifically the art school nerds that we encountered. You know,
Fair enough.
yeah. Um,
You mean us, right?
yes, yes. So it's just good to have the collective and be able to just talk, about the conversations that we tend to all, because our conversations be funny as hell. Like Drakespear, I will always remember that conversation. Like Drakespear is the fucking best. Okay. How do you not love the concept of of Drakespear? Like that sounds amazing.
We are the only people who like that.
I know, but it's
But it's for us.
right.
It's a
So, since we're on Drakespear, Stern, would you like to explain the concept of Drakespear to the audience?
oh. So Drakespear was something. Wait, which one of us started it? I forget who started it, but
I think I started it, but I think you coined the name. I think you coined the name. Like you did Drakespeare. I'm like, yo, I'm about to lose my shit because that was perfect. Like I don't know
because
how.
because basically what it became is we took modern day references and put them into Shakespearean
Lingo.
vernacular.
Yeah.
Like we created instead of in it was what was it? It was like Joliet or something was
Yes.
one of the characters.
I beseech thee, dear Meek. Like it was. Do I still have that? I have to find that reference. I have to find that reference. Go ahead, continue what you're saying. I didn't mean to interrupt
From what light doth yonder poser break? Some shit like that.
you. I remember. Do we still have it? Do we
We
still
have to have it. Please have it.
Oh no, where are you at? I remember, and it wasn't it. Didn't it come up in the? It came up in my memories just recently. On what's the name? Actually, we're gonna have to search. We're gonna have to scour Facebook for it because
We will find it.
we have to find that. It's no reason. It's no way that we should be able to let that go. But yes, audience, Drakespeare was a classic that myself and Matt, came up with. We was just spitballing shit, but I think it was great. I think it was great. I
Hold
was
on,
I
I have
was
an idea.
huh?
I have an idea.
Okay.
No, that didn't work. Fuck, I'm wasting time.
Oh, it's no biggie. Um, shit, I was saying something. I forgot. Oh, so while I was welcome to another Nerdcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode two, three,
Three?
whatever.
We're
Three,
on three right now.
three. Yeah, episode three. I'm your host, Fauntroy, and this is my illustrious long-term friend,
You are too generous. You know that?
As he sits in his bunker, apparently.
It's night, okay?
Okay.
Look, I'm a simple creature. I like the darkness.
I'm Batman.
Why did you say her name?
Why did you say that name? Like, imagine, like, I would like to take that concept and apply that to like huge conflicts in history, like the Redcoats versus the Americans, like in the Revolution. Like, imagine them beefing, and so someone said, but Elizabeth, and they're like, why did you say that name? Oh, that's my queen, and that's where they squashed the beef. They squashed the beef because then they'll say,
Elizabeth, why are you fighting the Americans? Because they're wrong.
why do you do that so well? I wish I could do that shit so well.
I'm gonna find this.
So
I'm still. By the way, just so we're clear, I'm still looking for this thing.
Oh, so okay, so he's researching. He's researching.
Researching, right. Yes, we'll call it that.
Got you. I didn't. I'm pretty sure I asked last time, but did you see the Snyder Cut? Since then,
I haven't.
You haven't.
But everyone that I've talked to says it's pretty dope, as compared to the.
Okay.
Was that wrong?
Huh?
Was it not dope? Was it not?
Well, I don't know. Okay, I have been a Snyder skeptic ever since Man of Steel. So I'm biased. Okay.
Man of Steel though. Man of Steel was. I loved Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was good. Okay. It finally gave me the Superman action that I've been wanting for the longest. Like going back and watching what's his name? Christopher Reeves, Superman, and I'm like, okay, it's great, but like if he's the fastest man on earth and he's capable of all of these things, I'm not really seeing it as much as I should, you know? Like if he's that powerful, I expect kind of like Dragon Ball Z type movements, you know?
Okay.
Without,
I'm with you.
40 minutes of powering up. Now, granted, they were limited in the times that they were in when it comes to technology. So I'm not trying to give it too much shit. But with Zack Snyder's Superman, I was like, okay, this is giving me action. I mean, more action that I liked. So I appreciated that. Like General Zod was one of the best parts of the whole fucking movie. Like I legit believe that this dude was like, yo, I'm going, like, I have to do this. He had a duty, so I appreciated that. But as far as capturing the essence of Superman, the character of Superman, I think that's where we kind of like slowly push that to the side.
So one of the things that Snyder has been criticized about is his version of the DCU. Not everyone calls it this, but it's been called a number of times the Murderverse.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
He's taken characters that are historically against killing, like for example, Superman, just like murked Zod. Like, Batman uses a shotgun now. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
So my concern, I mean, I hated the concept of Batman using a shotgun, on top of, that being, I mean, concerned that's like one of his big mottos is not using a weapon. I hated that concept. But on top of that, I always had a thing against a superhero using a gun, shall I say. Because I'm like, if that's the case, then what makes you any more special than regular people that know how to shoot weapons? Like you're just a superhero. I mean, you're just someone in a costume, still wielding the same type of weapons that they're, that civilians are wielding. So
To
seeing
quote
Batman,
to
huh?
quote Christian Bale, the Christian Bale Batman, he's not wearing hockey pads.
I knew you was gonna say that shit. I knew you was gonna say that shit. It's so if we're bringing Christopher Nolan's Batman into this, I
Oh
enjoy
my God, I'm
Christopher.
sorry. You're right, because we were talking about the Snyderverse. I'm
No,
so
no, no, no,
sorry.
no. I'm
I
here.
ruined
I'm here to
everything.
drag. I'm here to drag all of them. Okay, it's no biggie. But I could stick to
Into
Superman
the
for a half.
mud.
Huh?
Let's drag them all in the mud.
Bet you better buckle up, Batman, because you're getting this work next. So Superman, um, yeah, yeah, like he killed someone. I didn't really trip about that, but I tripped about how, for the most part, he was pretty selfish. Like for the most of the movie, he was pretty selfish. Like, yeah, he saved people or whatever, and when he was a kid, and he saved people when he was an adult. But half of his childhood was just, don't show them that you're capable of these things. Don't show them that you're capable of these things. You can't, you got to be a secret. You got to remain a secret. And although they did a lot of that was based on fear and just, worry that, how people are going to receive him. At some point, it had to be a struggle between, okay, well, I have to do something because me as a person can't let these bad things continue, like without getting involved. So I feel like we didn't see that battle enough, so that once he become an adult, he still is trying to stay incognito or whatever, and then at some point he finds out, um finds his father's ship or what about that, and he finds out more information about himself, and that's when he starts becoming, starts accepting and becoming Superman. Now, if he was constantly, what's up?
So when you're talking about like his upbringing when he was with the Kents.
Yes,
Do
his
you feel
father.
like he was? Do you feel like he was held back, or
I feel like he was held back. Like now, and as far as story wise, I mean, when I say held back, I mean like he wanted one thing, his father wanted him to do another thing. So I felt like that was a missed opportunity for story building, for Clark to have this consistent conflict with his father. He's like, you're not supposed to be showing the world that you're X, Y, and Z. He says, I can't do this. So they should be having a nice back and forth to help this development. He's like, look, I can't let this stuff continue or let this stuff happen just because I want to hide who I am.
or what Pa Kent was saying
Uh,
was that I've seen this kid bend steel. I can never beat the brakes off him if he acts out of line.
Me taking off my belt won't mean shit to him. I can't do a damn thing.
bring more belts.
Ooh, a Krypton lace belt. Just
Oh,
just get I'm sorry, just get a kryptonite belt buckle and put that shit on some leather. Beat the fuck out of him. There we go. So,
we've got some kryptonite out in the field. Go make a
you better
switch.
go. No,
Come
no, you better
back.
go pick some kryptonite off that tree. You better get the bigger one. Okay, don't give me no small fucking switch. You better give me a big ass fucking kryptonite switch.
Oh,
I'm gonna beat the hell out of you.
it's so fucked up.
So
We're going to hell.
it's already getting
I
warm.
love I love you. We're gonna be so warm.
Yeah, it's gonna be toasty. I got tons of jackets, but I'm not gonna use any of them. I don't need
Why
any of
would
them.
you use a jacket in hell?
I like jackets, so I'm just gonna be
Oh, okay.
standing there awkward as fuck. No, I'm not. I'm not hot at all.
Awkward. Bro, you're
Yeah,
gonna look suave
I'm
as
not. I'm
fuck.
not hot at all. Like because I like jackets. I have like 16 jackets, and like it's hardly ever cold enough for me to wear, at least half of them because it has to be like really cold outside.
You're not
So,
gonna be awkward as fuck, dude.
huh?
You're gonna be suave.
Yeah, burning like a motherfucker, but suave though.
Hell yeah.
I'm down for it. So what was I about to say? So Superman, I liked how Zach captured the essence as far as how he should move, how he should act with when he's on the battlefield, when he's in action. But as
Mhm.
far as character building and as far as backstory goes, he made his own Superman, which a lot of people will try to argue, well, that's his own translation, yada yada yada, artistic license. I can't really argue against that. But the big problem comes in, and this is where we bring Batman into the situation. Batman versus Superman, there was supposed to be some type of compare and contrast between the two. I don't kill people.
Mm.
You kill people. I do this. You don't do this. So it should be some type of compare and contrast. But I'm like, both y'all are both assholes in my opinion. Like, y'all are such assholes to the point that I can't really even say who should rein who in. Like you're both assholes. So I'm like, you have the nerve to judge the other guy. You see what I'm saying? Like Batman was
Yeah, I
branding
got you.
Batman was branding criminals for, and that was such a that was such a freaking crazy roundabout way of doing things, because he would capture bad guys, brand them, and when they go to prison, they're supposed to be treated with some type of disrespect or some type of, they're supposed to be like jumped or something like that because they're branded by the bat. How
No,
should
the
that?
guys in the prison would like fuck you up.
But it's just okay. But it's just like, you put them in prison. Your job is done. Like you're now trying to set them up to get murdered inside. Now I would
Batman doesn't kill, and the blood still isn't on his hands.
Batman works in mysterious ways. That's what I'm getting. So
I mean, he
that
doesn't
made,
have eye lasers, so he has to do something else.
so he brands them. And think about him catching the bad guy, and then having to sit there while he's like, yo, this shit's gonna hurt like a motherfucker when I put it on you. Like he's heating up the batarang, and the guy's just sitting there. He's torturing the shit, and the guy's just sitting there handcuffed to a radiator. He's like, no, no, no. He's like, just yep, this is about to happen. Like, think about that awkward ass moment when Batman sat there for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes trying to get his torture kit prepared to to brand the guy. Like, that doesn't sound sick to y'all at all? Audience, that don't sound sick to y'all?
Give me 15 minutes. I'll
Give
be
me
right
15,
back.
give me 15 minutes. Like, come on now. That sounded sick. And then Superman,
I
the
need
only
time
thing
to
that
set
really made
up.
Superman, huh?
I need time to set up.
Prep time. Cooking with Batman. That's gross. That's gross. Okay, I should. I should I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's gross. Like, as he prepares the criminal for cooking. Oh, we already had a criminal already in the oven. Like, come on, bro.
Make sure that you pre-caramelize the onions. Then you can use the heated pan to torture your person.
Make sure it's non-stick.
Ah!
So, so Superman, as far as in comparison to Batman, Superman was just an asshole for not owning up to the fucked up shit that he did in Man of Steel. People was like, "Hey, Superman, you fucked up Metropolis," and he's just like, "Yeah." I'm like, okay, so you gonna apologize? You gonna say, "Hey, I promise to do better"? What are you gonna do as the new savior of mankind? He's just like, And then they put him. Go ahead.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
For me, that's one of the big differences between Batman and Superman.
Okay.
Batman is a planner. Batman thinks of everything, has like, you know, like has everything planned out, all
Yeah.
possible like contingencies worked out, right?
Yeah.
Superman, especially in Man of Steel, is like
Just free balling.
going from moment to moment. Like
Yeah.
there is no plan for Superman. He's
Yeah.
just something is in front of me, I need to attack it or I need to protect it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And I completely understand that and appreciate that. But at some point, I would like to see some type of development. Like, and now, considering that we have two movies, we have Man of Steel, then we have Batman versus Superman, which, although,
And Justice League.
and Justice League, although Batman versus Superman happened shortly after the events of Man of Steel, it seems like a huge jump time wise. Reason why I say that is, well, they chose Ben Affleck, right? Ben Affleck made a great Batman. Maybe a bad Bruce Wayne, but a good Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he seems old, right? I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but he seems old. So I'm like, okay, so if you're introducing young Superman, this Superman is new. He just started his, superheroing days. And then you also introduce old Batman. It's like, okay, so it seems like it's a time gap, you know? And this time gap could have been filled with multiple movies before they even decide to fight each other. But Zach got very, trigger happy. He was like, no, we got to do Batman versus Superman now because when else are we going to get Ben Affleck bored enough to do something like this? So it was really a I felt like it was a bad shot. I wanted a good Batman versus Superman, but I didn't want it at the time that they decided to give it because it was right after newly introduced Superman.
Oh, true.
I'm like, okay, y'all introduced Superman. I can only assume that was supposed to be the beginning of the DCCU because Christopher Nolan's Batman one was so long ago, and two was it seemed like it was supposed to be the standalone, group of movies. Which, mind you, I'm going to do this in another video as well. Christopher Nolan's Batman is just Law and Order with capes. That's all it is. Okay. I promise you, if you were to take the Christopher Nolan Batman and just put the sound effect dung dung at the beginning of it, that shit will fit in perfectly.
Which leads to my next question.
Yeah.
How would you have felt if they brought Christopher Nolan back? Or not, sorry, Christopher Nolan. How would you have felt if they brought Christian Bale back instead of Ben Affleck? How do you think he would have fit into the Snyderverse?
He would have fit perfectly, but my issue, like the issue with that is, to be honest, Christian Bale's Batman is not prepared for any type of superhero, to be honest. Like they took like the Tumbler was big and clunky, right? The Batwing was the Batwing literally just
Big and clunky.
Big and clunky, and it just served like its sole purpose was to lift you up in the air and fly forward or fly up or whatever. But like none of Christian Bale's tools showed me that he's prepared for any type of metahuman. He's good at taking down the Joker, sure, and if that's what they was going for, then bravo, because you kept it as realistic as possible. He has batarangs, which did he ever kill somebody with those batarangs in the movie, or
Not
take
officially,
anyone down
as
with those
far as I
batarangs?
know.
Huh?
I felt like he used them more as like a distraction.
You
No, wait,
sharpen all those bitches just to throw them for a distraction.
because in one of the movies, weren't they like timed explosives? Correct me if I'm wrong.
The batarangs?
Yeah.
I remember he used that was I remember he used explosives for um I think it was Dark Knight when he did it was Dark Knight when he jumped into the skyscraper and he was trying to
Oh,
take out the
yeah. Okay,
guards
okay.
above him.
In
So
China, so it was like a.
yeah, it
Okay,
was like
yeah.
a
Now I'm with
shotgun
you.
with like some type of
Yeah.
yeah. Um I also remember I can't remember whether it was explosive batarangs or whether he just I think it was just like movie magic. But remember when he was on the train with Ra's al Ghul and he said, "I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either." Then he just blows up the oh shit. He throws batarangs behind himself and basically like how the fuck did that happen? He takes the batarangs and throws it to the corners of that train car, which completely detached that train car from the rest of the train car. Like what? Nigga, you did that with batarangs? So I don't know whether it was because he hit a certain vital part of the train, which caused it to explode, or he had explosive batarangs. Which, if he did, that was so wasteful because I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him like do a cockback or something like that. Like he cocks it back right, and then you see like maybe like a little timer or something like that on it. Then he throws it. Then I'm like, oh shit, he has the explosive batarangs. But they didn't. He just threw it, and we didn't know. Under my assumption, those are regular batarangs because you never introduced anything else.
I
But
think the phrase you're looking for is bat magic.
Bat Magic. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. My apologies, Bat fans. Bat Magic. It's I enjoyed the Christopher Nolan Batmans, but it wasn't as amazing as people like. We had Dark Knight, and the other two was eh. Like I think people clunked them together and said, "Oh, it was a great trilogy." But I'm like, if we take that one movie out, Dark Knight, and just put the other two and just watch the other two by themselves, do you really appreciate them as much? It's okay if you do.
I do. I'm gonna go with yeah. Batman Begins by itself is a good watch.
Batman Begins by itself is a good watch. I agree.
That's a
It's not a horror.
solid.
It's not a bad movie at all. Huh?
It's a solid movie for
Yeah, it
me
is.
personally.
What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give it like a 7.5.
Okay. Okay. That sounds reasonable. That sounds reasonable. I can't crap on that.
Especially it's just like as a because oh my god, Batman like the Batman origin story has been restarted
Yeah.
so many times. How many times do we have to see his parents get shot down like a stupid alley?
That honestly, that origin is so stupid. Like, you're billionaires. Why are you walking through the roughest part of the city down an alley? Like, I hate to say it, but it's just like y'all had that coming. Like, y'all had that coming. Y'all are loaded. Why are you walking down an alley? It's called Crime Alley for a reason.
Also, oh my god. Oh my god. So this is totally revelatory to me. I literally just thought about that.
But
Batman and Iron Man have the same origin story.
yep. Both their parents get killed.
Both their parents get killed.
Yeah.
They like billionaire kid
Yep.
left with a trust fund.
Mm-hmm. And
Except Batman becomes like a terrorist, basically. Whereas Iron Man is like, I'm gonna go to MIT and make suits.
yeah, and I mean, he
It's
wait a minute,
terribly
he was
similar.
supplying shit to the terrorists first.
Also true, very true.
So he was just like, so it's kind of like, well, they could have been buddies. One was a terrorist, the other one was supplying the shit to the terrorists. So, like
Batman's parents were in the healthcare industry, or his dad at least, and Tony Stark's dad was selling weapons to bad people, and that's how they made their fortune.
So Thomas Wayne was Big Pharma, and Tony Stark's, his
Howard Stark was Big Boom.
Yeah, there we go. You can't really, that sounds right. They're like two peas in the pod.
Pretty much.
They belong together. Batman Begins. My only issue with Batman Begins, my few issues with Batman Begins, is the actual beginning of it. Like, I wanted to see the League of Shadows. Like, I wanted to see him learning how to fight, like actually learning how to fight.
Okay.
I wanted to see at least a glimpse of the Lazarus Pit. But I know all of these things are too fictional for the movie that we're talking about because it's supposed to be super realistic. So they just had, him go over there, learn something about criminals, and then dress up as a ninja for like 20 minutes. Then they was like, hey, you gotta kill this guy. And he says, no, I don't want to. Motherfucker, you are a ninja. like you signed up for this. You signed up specifically for this. How do you say no? How do you say no? I don't get it.
Because he's a ninja with morals.
Oh, I'm sorry. A ninja with morals. Yeah, all right, whatever. Like, the guy you serve is called literally Ra's al Ghul, okay? Like, how did you expect a nice time here, okay? Like, this ain't a fucking vacation. You're expected to do something while you're here. And you're just like, nah, I don't feel like it. And then he proceeds to burn down the temple.
Look, Ren, that's exactly how it works. You can go to some place in like Eastern Asia and learn how to be a ninja or whatever.
The really nice.
And then like right before your graduation, you can just be like,
you can murder the dean. You can murder the dean.
I actually don't feel like killing people.
Yeah.
And then murder somebody.
Yeah. A bunch of them. Like,
makes perfect sense. That's how it works.
Yeah. And they made Ra's al Ghul Asian for like 20 minutes? And then once they killed him, about to thank God we got rid of that guy. Someone called Liam Neeson. What? Like, okay. Yes, we could lie and say, but the Lazarus Pit, but yada yada yada, but reanimation. But every instance of Ra's al Ghul has him being some form of brown person or some form of Asian, Asian descent. So where the fuck did we get Liam Neeson from? And he didn't even do a good job with that. Like that's the part that killed me. Like, he wasn't even a great Ra's al Ghul. Now, I do remember when they rolled up on him in his mansion and they fucked him over there. I like that part. I ain't gonna front. I enjoyed them like, oh yeah, you gonna die, and just left him for dead. But he knew that he was Batman. He should have done something better than just letting a log, rely on a log to kill him. Like, come on, bro.
Do you even lift Batman?
Isn't that what Alfred said to him? He was like,
exactly, like almost exactly.
He's like, nigga, I watch you train, and you tell me that you can't lift this You can't lift this 500-pound log off of you. Come on, bro.
You a bitch, Batman.
Straight bitch, nigga. Like you can't lift this. But like, ultimately, I like Dark Knight. I ain't too pressed about the other two. I enjoy Batman Begins. So if I had to rank them, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then I get out and get out of the theater and go to see another movie before I go back to watch Dark Knight Returns or Dark Knight Rises, whatever the fuck it is. Go ahead and say that you love Dark Knight Rises.
I really like Bane. I'm sorry.
You like the Bane?
Yeah.
He seemed like a regular guy. He didn't seem like the guy that would cause Batman to struggle fighting him.
Also, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I'm a really, really, really big sucker for Tom Hardy. So
Tom Hardy's my guy.
Not less of it has to do with the acting or the story, but I got to see Tom Hardy with his shirt off, and that's really cool.
Oh, say no more.
I'm sorry. I'm a basic bitch.
Oh, stop. Oh my God. Fucking I got to see Tom Hardy with his shirt off. So I think Bane was probably the strong part of the movie. Strongest part of the movie. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was the strongest part of the movie. It was
for that one, it was a nice little like I mean, obviously it was like a misdirection. Like Bane was supposed to be the guy that was like in the whatever it was, the pit.
The armpit.
The armpit.
Yeah.
And so it was nice when Talia came out and like she was actually the kid that survived that whole thing. And she was the one to like get Batman in the ribs. So that was a nice twist. That was a nice twist at the end. I like that. Because like up until then we were like, oh, Bane is the guy who survived. Bane is the guy who crawled out of the little the prison in Morocco.
Didn't he have like a scar or something like that? That's why he wore the mask. He had like some type of scar on his face or something like that. And that's why he wore a mask the entire time. It was some BS explanation.
No, he had some kind of like wound. The mask acted like a
respirator or something?
Not a respirator. It like basically like synthesized into like a oh fuck, I'm losing the word.
Ointment. A cream. Marijuana.
We'll call it marijuana.
There we go. I knew we was gonna get there at some point.
No, it was basically like a pain suppressant.
Oh, okay, got you.
So, like when he would inhale it, or like when he used, like he had to wear the mask because otherwise the pain of like just existing would like cripple him. Which is probably why he was so strong, because he could work out to levels that none of us could.
This movie existing crippled me. I have to say that. So, not moving on. How do you feel about the Robert Pattinson's Batman?
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I'm super, super excited.
Yeah, me too. This is the first Batman that I've been excited for in a while. It seemed like they're actually taking a risk, which I'm like, this is what art is, take a risk.
Hear me out. Yeah. Can I say a thing? Historically, with the last couple of risky people that they've had play in Batman movies, it's always turned out really, really nice.
Yeah.
No one thought that Heath Ledger could pass as the Joker.
Yep.
Turned out to be one of the best Jokers we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nobody thought that Ben Affleck
I was excited about that one from the jump.
could be a great Batman.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a great Batman in his own universe.
Yeah.
Just all around. I'm not going to. Okay, so all around great Batman.
Yeah.
Even better in the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Jared Leto. Everyone's like, fuck him. He can't play the Joker.
I don't hate his Joker. I just his Joker was downplayed, and for the most part, it seemed like it was just poorly written. I'm not trying to crap on Jared Leto himself. I just think his Joker was like it seemed like a kid who listens to Marilyn Manson a lot, and he wants to act crazy, but he's not actually crazy. But
fair enough. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, but it's not Jared Leto's problem. I feel like that was just the writing's problem.
I have some homework for you.
Okay.
Watch Blade Runner 2021 or 2049. Sorry.
Did I see that one? I think I saw part of Blade Runner. Huh?
Jared Leto is fucking awesome in that movie.
Okay.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. Like Jared Leto's Joker, he probably got like I think he did the best with what he had.
Yeah.
Given the script that he had.
I agree.
So going back to Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of hate for him, both on Reddit and Facebook. And that gives me actually a lot of excitement because that's where I've seen a lot of hate for like past Batman and like Batman enemy actors who have gotten a lot of hate before. Like who are like, oh, he doesn't do that at all. He's gonna suck. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see him shine, honestly.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be really cool.
I think it's gonna be dope. It's a lot about it that gives me. So one of my favorite Batmans was Michael Keaton's Dark Knight. No, I'm sorry. Batman Returns.
Batman Returns, yes.
Yes, that was one of my favorites. We're talking about live action. It felt like a if I could make a callback, it felt like a Shakespearean play. Like it was so much tragedy, and we focused a lot on the tragedy of this movie. You know, the tragedy of this monster that is the Penguin. You know, and him having to get dragged in front of the people, him having to, you know, he feels like a freak show the entire time. You know, Catwoman going through her tragedy, like all of this darkness or like that, and then it ends on such a, you know, fucked up note. It was a really good movie to me. It was a really good movie, and with this Batman, it seems like it's trying to. I don't know whether it's trying to or not, but it seems like it's capturing somewhat of that cold tragedy that we dealt with Michael Keaton. Like you have the Riddler, who's not even like. It seems like he's not even in costume yet, which is fine. Like I like that. Like, you know, he's just really just out here murking people and just leaving clues for everyone. You know, it gives me.
Please bring Jim Carrey back.
You said what?
Bring Jim Carrey back.
Like, are we talking about as an Easter egg, or are we talking about like as an actual character?
Yes.
That was two questions. Which one are we talking about?
Yes.
I'm okay with him being a being a Easter egg. if he can be like I mean, if he could fit the mold, which I'm sure Jim Carrey can fit the mold, then yes, I'm here for it. If they're really trying to recapture the Riddler that he had back in Batman Forever, this is not really the
Mm,
party, sir. But if you could give me some different type of Riddler or some different type of
okay, I'm on
you
board.
think that could be
I
You think
like
that
that.
could be the big
I'm on
reveal?
board with that.
Huh?
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. Like what if that was what if that was the big reveal?
Well, also it's it's not 1995 anymore, so
Right.
Jim Carrey got to come with something else.
Yeah,
You're the best.
of course. So all right, so oh yeah. So to wrap it up, yeah, I'm excited about the Batman. The and I said it in my video, but they put the Batman. You peeped that, right? It's not just Batman, it's the Batman.
Well, yeah, it's got to be a little bit different, right? Because like copyright and all that.
I mean, do they have to really worry about copyrights? I'm pretty sure they own stuff, right? I mean, they
I
should
mean,
own the rights to it.
remember how long it took for Spider-Man to show up in a Marvel movie?
Mm,
Because Sony had the rights.
got you. So who's producing this one? Is DC with someone else?
Can we look it up? Hold on.
Yeah, sure. BBC News. We have your porn collection. The rise of extortionware.
Oh God.
You just have a picture. You just have a picture of somebody stressed the fuck out. Like that's hilarious. If someone had your porn collection, would they be able to extort you?
Oh no. I mean, probably yeah.
Look, if people can't extort you because of your porn collection, then are you even living? Like for real.
Oh, I got so excited. So one of the screenwriters is a guy named Matt Reeves.
Where do I know that name from? That's
Christopher Reeves.
no,
I
what
was I was really thinking, I was really hopeful that he was a son of Christopher Reeves, but
if they did that, that would have been sick. That would have been dope. So is it being produced under something else?
it doesn't say. Hold on a second. Ooh, so it's not supposed to be a.
It's not supposed to be in the DCCU.
No, it is actually. It's from what I can tell,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a prequel actually to the 2019 Joker.
Okay.
Which is
What?
that would be really exciting.
Yeah, but wasn't Joker like a prequel to like something else? Like nothing really kicked off the Joker. It was just the Joker.
Yeah, it was its own thing. So I don't know. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's a tie-in somehow.
Now, I do wish that would be like I would love for the Batman to be the beginning of their DCCU. Like, let's just pretend like Justice League, BVS, all of that stuff just didn't exist, and just kick it off from this. But y'all, like, DC really needs to get their shit together and like try to categorize stuff. Like, I don't want to see this movie with this type of feel all the way over here, and they try to take this character and bring them into this character's universe, and that person feels so out of place to the point that it makes a bad movie. Because Wonder Woman could be a great, like, I wanted Wonder Woman to be like a female version of 300. Just a bunch of women with swords and shields beating the shit out of people. Honestly, she didn't even have to leave the mascara. Like, you could do all of her origin story on that island, and she's fighting Hades. You know, Hades is a Greek god. Not
Right.
Not Hades. Ares.
Ares.
Yeah, Ares. So she's fighting Ares. So that being said, most of her stuff don't have to be like most of that don't have to be involving America. The only time that she actually does get involved with America is when the Justice League gets involved and stuff like that. So maybe Wonder Woman, 1984, which was horrible. But maybe that could have been when she finally ventures over to the mainland and she gets a chance to, see, how America or how the outside world in general operates. And, that could be her opportunity to say, okay, well, I have bigger things to focus on now because I thought it was just the mascara.
So I can't take credit for this, but one of my close friends put this a little bit differently, is the way that the DCU and the MCU, the reason that like one of them is successful and one of them isn't, and when it comes to these like tie-ins, is because the MCU, Marvel has been doing these tie-ins. They're like, they didn't even begin with tie-ins. They started out with like everybody gets their own story.
Yeah.
Captain America got his own story. Mm-hmm. Thor got his own story.
Yeah.
Iron Man got his own story.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's been running for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 13 years now.
It makes me tired just thinking about it.
So when when Iron Man shows up in a Spider-Man movie now, everyone gets it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And his whole thing drawing back to that was that the DCU has basically been playing catch up this entire time.
Yeah.
And
that's
is trying to capitalize on things that the MCU has done for the last at least 5 years.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do it now with characters that we're not really introduced to yet,
They're
so like, yeah, exactly. Having the Joker show up, or like Joker gets his own movie, like not the Joker, fucking
Harley Quinn.
Suicide Squad gets their own movie, and then having a movie after that with almost immediately after that with a different actor playing the Joker, and then having a different person play the Batman, tie into that is basically just confusing.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And like, because you mentioned them playing catch up, but to be completely honest, I hate to say it, but that's where you fuck up. You're playing competition. Like, let's say me and you sitting next to each other drawing, right? And I'm so focused on what you're drawing and how well your drawing is going that I'm fucking up. My success is going to come from me focusing on my drawing and not focusing on what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Especially if there's no time limit.
Especially if I'm over here like, oh, Mrs. Brew is going to kill me if I don't finish this thing in 5 seconds.
And God forbid any of the anatomies fucked up.
Oh God, no! It's
Yep,
it's the
it's a wrap.
worst. It's the worst.
We might as well
Awful.
just sign up for next
Forget
session,
it.
huh?
Forget it. It's the worst. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a fine looking window. Might just.
He's like, oh, what are we on the 11th floor? Yeah,
That's good. That'll work.
that's good enough. That's good enough. Just jump the fuck out. But like, I would like for them to just
At the
really
very least, I'm gonna do a flip.
yeah, to every single floor on the way down. Every single floor, especially the registrar. Not the registrar. I'm sorry. No, the registrar is cool. The financial department. I'm like, oh, you
Oh,
definitely
financial department.
double birds. So I would like for them to just really sit down and say, okay, what comes first? What comes next? And why? You know, and part of one thing that I would love for them to do, and I feel like they're capable of doing it, but they have to have fun with it, is pick characters that we didn't get a chance to learn about yet. Okay, they did Green Lantern and botched it. Okay, they did Wonder Woman well in the first one, and in the second one botched it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they did Batman versus Superman, which is a huge arc in the Justice League, storyline, and botched it. They did the death of Superman in the same fucking movie. Botched it. They introduced Wonder Woman for the first time in the same movie. Botched it. Like you're tripping. They're tripping over their toes so much to the point that it's just like, bro, just go back to the starting line and just try again, because you can't possibly tell me that you're not making mistakes right now. You're fucking up, and it's okay, but you have to acknowledge these things and learn from them.
Yes, 100%.
Are you looking something up?
I am looking something up.
Okay.
Something that made me really mad.
What?
Hold on, I'll get to it. Keep talking.
So it's like when it comes to DC, I just want them to just learn their lesson. And part of their lesson is just simply every character can't fit in a Batman universe, because that's essentially what I feel like they've been doing. Like you said, Snyder has created the Murderverse, where basically, and when you said the Murderverse, I took it in a different sense of just like every character has been dulled and dimmed down to fit next to Batman. You have this dark and super serious character, and now we need to have all of these other characters kind of get along with them, or at least look comfortable next to him. So we're going to take Superman's cape and Superman's colors and dull him down. We're going to take Wonder Woman's colors and dull him down. Dull her down. We're going to take Aquaman's colors and dull him all the way down. So it's just like now all of these characters are just these dark and gritty looking characters, but I'm like, but that's not who they are on the page. Wonder Woman is hopeful. Superman, he's a bit naive, but he has an innocence to him that he always believes in the best of people. But now it's just like everybody's just a cynical asshole. Then the Flash, don't get me started on the Flash. He was the most annoying character in Justice League.
Yes.
Like I couldn't every time he was on screen, I'm like, he's about to say something. I'm gonna hate him for this. I'm gonna hate this whole scene because he ruined it.
He's there to be funny.
And that wasn't the case. Like he's the equivalent. He's the equivalent to a fart joke.
Oh no.
Like a bad fart joke. Like when he said the part that really made me scoff the hardest was when he said it's like a bat cave. I'm like,
Yes, it is.
One, who wrote that? 2. How the hell did that make it through editing? Like all the things that get cut out of a movie that made the final cut. Are you serious? It's like a bat cave. Okay, we get it. He's autistic. Can we move on, please? Like it's like every scene they had to show. Like, okay, we need to figure out a way to make him quirky and awkward and different. I'm like, okay, got it.
Which is fucked up because they did comedy so well in Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam was awesome.
I felt like they had I felt like they had fun with it. And you know what's sad? Because of the fact that Shazam is a relatively not, I mean, he's a non-popular character as compared to the other guys. That's when that was why they was able to take a risk. You see what I'm saying? Like if it was Superman, they were like, we can't do that. We can't take a risk with Superman, but we could take a risk with Shazam. Which, give it a ranking.
Shazam shows up though. Oh, Shazam the movie?
Yeah, like if you could give something out of 10.
Okay, are we talking? This is an important question. Are we talking DCU by itself or DCU versus MCU?
No, we're solely ranking that movie
by itself.
MCU don't exist.
Okay, so it just exists by itself.
Yeah,
okay,
just Shazam.
Honestly, I would give it like an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, like an 8 or an 8.5. Shazam was like just an awesome movie.
Okay. That's a fair assessment. I would say I would give it maybe like a 7. There's some parts that definitely I want someone in Hollywood to learn how to write a decent bully. To write a decent bully. Like the bullies in that movie were so over the fucking top. I'm like, no one thinks this way. You know that, right? Like absolutely no one. It's always 2 of them. There are always some 2 white pricks. One has to have a buzz cut, and the other one has to have shortly longer hair. And this particular movie, the bullies legit hit a handicapped kid with their truck. Who the fuck does that? Even bullies give a fuck to not hit a kid with crutches with a truck.
Those guys apparently.
That was so stupid. I was like, are y'all serious? Okay, got you. I wish they ended the movie before, like, I didn't want to see the Shazam kids or the Shazam family. I feel like that's their idea of trying to, I mean, of course they was trying to make a sequel out of it, but it seemed like they crammed too much into that movie.
You had a chance to save the Shazamily.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
so mad that you didn't.
Shazamily. I see. That's why I got you for the
dumb jokes. I got you. I'm here. Huh? That's why I'm here.
Yeah, like I can't. I wish I could come up with those.
Hi everyone. I'm the worst.
That's why I keep them. So, last but not least,
one of the reasons.
Billy. As a kid, he was an asshole, right? Like when he's not Shazam, he's an asshole, right? Generally,
aren't we all?
Yeah, but he that was generally his personality. He was relatively an asshole. Although it made this movie great. I forget who's the actor that played Shazam. Big guy. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Well, anyways, although it made the movie good because of his acting, that did not. One of the things that always there's always it's always a hard thing to capture when you have a I guess you could say a Freaky Friday situation like that, when you have a child swapping bodies with an adult, or a child becoming an adult and stuff like that. Is that adult, at least in real life, that actor trying to capture the personality of that kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the kid was an asshole, but once he became Shazam, he's a completely different person as far as personality wise. Like the kid seemed like a selfish prick in many cases, which I'm like, I don't have an issue with that. But when he's an adult, he's not as distant as he used to be. He's he's doing the floss and shit like that. I'm like, would would Billy have done the floss if he was a kid?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Yeah. So only for those reasons, and then
I mean, so the floss
the
does
Dina's
come.
part was just
It
like,
does come from Fortnite,
huh?
and Billy may have been the type to play Fortnite.
Right. And that would have been a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of information that they could have included that would have allowed it to be believable.
Also, Fortnite's the worst. Just saying.
Yeah. Every time I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I don't like. I just see characters walking up shit that's just popping up in front of them, and I'm like, but my question is like, how are you constructing these things? I don't see any controls popping up. I don't see you like I don't see like the ladder like coming up and then you get you taking a moment to rotate it or anything like that. It's just I'm like, it's a no for me, dog.
Ren, baby.
Yeah.
The longer you try to understand it, the more it's gonna hurt your brain. Just
I mean, it's already bleeding out of my ear right now. Like,
just leave that one in the dust.
Yeah, it's
Fortnite suck. That's all.
Yeah, and we said it. All right, like, don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Okay, there's a million options better than that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play Overwatch?
I do not play Overwatch.
It's really fun. It's really fun. It's so much. It's so much shit in it. Like, you have a guy with the bow and arrow, and like the physics actually supposed to apply to the arrow. So you can't just use the cursor and just let it land on your target and let it go. No, based on how far they are, what about that? You have to arch. You have to arch the arrow for it to actually hit your target. Like, I'm like, how do you like that shit is fun. It's a fun game. Give it a shot at some point.
Have you ever played Titanfall?
I played it once in the Walmart. It was fun. Shit. So I think this was a good.
Because imagine it's like your average every shooter ever has their own little quirks, except once in a while you get to and you drop down this big ass robot, hop inside it, and light people on fire.
King.
There's no. It's okay. Take it in because there's no counter to that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like, how the fuck do you beat that? That's just so. What about like, is it like a care package? Like, do you like after a certain type of performance you win the Titan, or is it just you could just summon the Titan whenever you feel like it?
It's more so it's not like a care package like in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's more of like a timer thing. So like you survive for this long and then you get your Titan, which means towards the end of the game you have like 4 or 5 people with their own Titans all just trying to like fuck each other up. And then you have during that time, while like there are like people like fucking in their Titans fucking each other up, you have people still on the ground who are
getting
waiting
stomped
for their
out by
Titans. The word I would use is hiding.
Oh, okay. I would hope they're hiding.
And so while these like 4 or 5 Titans are fighting it out, then if you're the person hiding, then you get your Titan and you get to come down while everybody is already fucked up because they've been fighting for like 5 minutes. It's great.
I'll give it a shot. I was never skeptical about Titanfall. It's just like, honestly, as of right now, I have like a bunch of games that I haven't even touched yet. Like
also right now, it's, if I remember correctly, it's free.
Titanfall free?
Titanfall 2 is free.
Shit. Okay.
If I remember correctly, don't quote me on that.
I'm gonna quote you.
If I'm wrong, just
no, it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna shoot you an invoice. I'm like, look. I don't know what to tell you, Stern, because I mean, you said Titanfall free, and this looks like a bill, sir. So what are we gonna do with this?
All right, that's fair. I'll pay for it. God damn it.
Well, this was a great session. We got to do another one. Yeah, we got to do another one. And
every Thursday,
you're gonna catch some smoke. All right. I'm Fauntroy, and this is pass it.
Pass.
Oh shit, that was good.
Whew. Hey. Smoke weed every day.
Every day.
Come back next Thursday. We love you.
I love that you know that you have that reference. Just sitting in your back pocket. That was perfect.
In my back pocket. That's at the top of my brain. What are you talking about?
Well, my bad. I'm corrected. Fucking top of your brain. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a great session. Thank you for joining us with the Nerdcast. I'm Fauntroy. This is
Matthew,
and we'll catch you on the next one. 2 thanks.
And for all love, don't smoke crack like this guy. I said it. I love you.